Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, good morning. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kamila Amalia. I'm studying at University of Persada Indonesia YAI. Today I want to explain about describing a traveling and its regulations. Categories of travelers. There are two in categories of travelers. Number one is staff members. Travelers who hold a letter of appointment under the United Nations staff regulation and staff rules for either a temporary, fixed term, continuing, or permanent appointment. Number two is other travelers. This category of individual includes, but it is not limited for family members of staff members, United Nations official other than Secretariat staff members, members of organs or subsidiary organs of the United Nations, participant in advisory meetings, consultants, individual contractors, United Nations volunteers, and uniform personnel. Primary consideration regarding whether face-to-face contact is required. Prior to initiating official travel, staff members and other travelers, if applicable, in coordination with program managers or Umoja travel and shipment approvers, must explore and confirm that direct face-to-face contact is indeed necessary, that all other alternative methods such as video conference, audio conference, or other remote business method have been carefully reviewed and were found not to be effective, and that physical travel is therefore necessary. Authorization for official travel. Number one is staff members shall be responsible for ascertaining that they have a proper authorization before commencing travel. Number two is all travel at the organization expense for all categories of travelers must be processed through the Umoja travel module. Number three is travel undertaken at no expense to the organizations is subject to the travel policy of the organization and requires the creation of an Umoja travel authorization or expense report in order to build a comprehensive. Trips that do not require the creation of a travel request prior to departure. Point A. No more than 3 nights of daily subsistence allowance or mission subsistence allowance will be claimed by the traveler. Point B. No travel advance is required by traveler. Point C. The mode of travel does not include purchase of tickets. All travel agencies or travel management companies shall be contractually obliged to provide the most economical tickets available in accordance with United Nations policies at the time of purchase. Should a traveler become aware that a more economical ticket is available from a different source, the travel may alert the respective travel processing office and provide supporting documents such as screenshot, quotation, and any other relevant information. Medical clearances. Prior to the start of travel, it is travelers' individual responsibility to obtain the required medical clearances with the Healthcare Management and Occupational Safety and Health Division of the Department of Operational Support or the designated United Nations Medical Service. Security clearances. It is the traveler's individual responsibility to obtain the required security clearances prior to the commencement of all travel. Failure to obtain the required security clearances prior to travel may result in the travelers becoming ineligible to make a claim under the Malicious Act insurance policy. Terminal expenses. Payment of terminal expenses is governed by Section 9 of the instruction. Staff members are reimbursed terminal expenses for transportation between the airport or other point of arrival or departure and the hotel or other place of dwelling. Self-ticketing. The following self-ticketing process is to be adhered to. Point A travel request must be entered in Umoja with detailed justification of the request for self-ticketing in the comments field. Point B, the travel and shipment approver will review and then endorse or reject the justification. Point C, the travel processing office will evaluate the request for self-ticketing and approver the request if it is deemed advantageous to the organization. Point D, the travel processing office will communicate the maximum reimbursable amount calculated as the ticket portion of the amount authorized for the journey on the approved dates and by the approved mode, route and standard of travel to the staff members and other travelers, if applicable, so as to avoid any misunderstanding during the reimbursement process. Point E, in purchasing their tickets, staff members must comply with the approved dates, mode, route, and standard of travel. Point F, upon return from travel, the staff members and other travelers, if applicable, must submit an expense report in Umoja that is a link to the previously approved Umoja travel request for self-ticketing. Travel advances. Travel advances will only include DSA and or terminal expenses applicable to the category of the traveler. Advances for official business travel will be issued up to 5 days in advance to the travel dates, whereas advances for lump sums can be issued from 8 weeks prior to the travel dates. Travel claims. Proof of travel and travel expenses must be retained by the staff member or the travel administrator if travel was arranged on behalf of a traveler who is not a staff member for a period of 5 years, in line with the instruction. Travel documents. It is the traveler's responsibility to ensure that all required travel documents are valid and accurate and to obtain the necessary visas for the destination, transit stop, and return travel, where applicable prior to departure. And the last one is differences in travel policies. So far, I am still traveling domestically and I am not bound by any company agency. I just want to travel. Then I discovered differences in the policies applied when traveling abroad and being bound by company agency versus traveling domestically but not being bound by company agency. One is that when I was traveling domestically yesterday, I didn't need a primary consideration regarding whether face-to-face contact was required. I just need to buy a round-trip plane tickets. Then I enjoyed the trip well and go home safely. Yeah, that's enough explanation from me. Sorry if there are any shortcomings. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.